Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the RGM Experience podcast with me, Carl Maloney, that guy from RGM, bothering you again for another week here at the RGM Experience podcast, where we delve into, little scratch on my head there, we delve into the grassroots music industry and beyond and find interesting people within it. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some really interesting people. We've got Liam and Dave Pemberton and Liam Croker, joining us today for a good old knees up and a chat about what's going on in their world. Hey up, lads.
You all right?
Hey up, Carlos.
How are we doing? We all right? Are we all settled? Are we all ready for a bit of Zoom fun?
Yeah.
Bit of Zoom fun. Pants off the lot, mate. Yeah.
Pants off. Yeah. That's what you can do on Zoom. You can you can wear what you want down there.
Please don't stand up.
Yeah.
Well, nice one, lads. We've been cut with, the new single's out. You're not the only one. Love the trumpets in it. I just think it's fucking class. I love the tune. It's a really nice vibe tune. That tune's been out on RGM this week, and what's brought you two together to bring this tune out?
Bumped into each other at a little festival.
We was at Moving Festival, weren't we?
Moving Festival.
Yeah.
And just got talking, and Liam mentioned Howie B and how he used to do tracks with Howie B back in the day. And I used to work in the same studio as Howie B and was like a fan and knew him. I was like, let's get in the studio and do something then.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was it. And Dave sent over it was a few instrumentals, I think maybe 3 or 4 instrumentals, and this one in particular really stood out, Carl. It's like you said, it's got it's a really cool, warming vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I just immediately, wanted to write over it. I had some of the lyrics I'd had for a while. I think the verses had been lying around for a bit. They were a bit somber kind of thing. I think they were wrote sort of during lockdown. So you'd spent like sort of 2 or 3 years on the road with WINACHI from like 2017 up to 2020, and then lockdown hit, and you're like, shit, what the fuck, It was like coming out of fucking Vietnam with them lot. So you're like, wow. So I was writing about that a little bit, and then when Dave sent me that music, I just put the chorus to it, which was a bit more of a positive vibe, saying you're not the only one, your head's a bit twatted or whatever. So it just turned out really good. Yeah, we were both really pleased with the song, and we've had it out. Was it like about 18 months, Dave, that we've
it's a while since we finished it, innit?
You what, sorry?
It's a while since we finished it, innit?
Yeah. So
and then I sort of revisited it again a few months. I sent it to my label initially, and they said it was too poppy.
Yeah.
Not chill out enough.
I thought, it sounded a bit like something off Sgt. Pepper's at first. It was dead psychedelic, wasn't it?
And again, over the last 12 months or so, I've released a few more vocal tracks as well, and they've kind of coming around to it a bit more. And I just revamped it a bit. I made Pete Newton came in and put a proper acoustic guitar on it instead of the sample I was using previously. Yeah. And that kind of brought it to life a bit. Did a new version, mixed it a bit differently. Tried to make it slightly less pop, and then they went for it.
Nice.
And then it come out really pop.
I'm glad they did. Oh, it's pop. It's not pop, is it? Just because it's got pop.
It's not pop, but it's
Dua Lipa, is it?
No, not in that sense, mate. But it's like radio friendly, isn't it? It's quite
radio friendly. Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah. It's
a classic song, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? It's like
it's good.
It's got chords in it and stuff. It's like
like a real song, isn't it, Dave?
Well, I think a lot of bands get a lot from collaborations and artists. What did you get from each other working together?
You want to go first, Dave?
Loads of inspiration, right? I'm stuck hunting for samples, using AI for vocals, and it's always a problem for me when it comes to a track. I'm great at doing instrumentals, but comes to vocal, I always hit a dead end, which is why I make instrumental chill out stuff. And it's sort of like much easier than using a sample. I'm working with a real singer. Yeah. Provides me a lot of inspiration. We bounced off each other a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And with Dave as well, so I'm always writing, Carl, and not everything that I write will work for WINACHI. Yeah. So over the last sort of few years, I've done a number of different collaborations outside the band, and working with Dave, it just, like you said, collaborating just opens up other doors, opens up different territories for different, fan bases, things like that. And it was a really good session. We did it in a day. We just went in, had a really positive enjoyable session, and it was quite natural. It all come together pretty quick. It's one of them dead easy songs, you know. It wasn't like scratching our heads. We'd sort of bounce off each other in the studio, come up with ideas. We had a really good vocalist called Christy Bellis who did all the backing. She's singing on some of the new WINACHI stuff at the moment. And yeah, it was a pleasure to do, mate. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. Definitely.
Why was it parked for like 18 months then?
Because the label didn't go for it initially. I'm on a label called Newman Records, based down in London. It's a guy called Moses who used to sing for 07 and Nightmares on Wax and those sort of trip-up bands back in the early 2000s. He's now got this label, little independent label. It's him on his own running it with his own money, really. He's got no backing. I've been releasing tracks with him for the past 12 months. And I sent him this amongst a bunch of other demos, and he turned it down. Said he didn't think it was me.
Right.
But we were adamant.
Like, it's not me, it's Liam.
We wanted it on a label, though, didn't we, Dave? We wasn't going to.
But it's much better on a label because they help you with the marketing and the PR. They've got the distribution all set up, ready to go. And it's been great working with Liam. He's given us all the kick up the arse, really, with the marketing and the PR side of it, because he's on it with his social media. I'm a bit old for social media.
You've got to be these days, haven't you, Carl?
You have got to be. You've got to grind, and you've got to get. You know, when there's not a lot of opportunities to get investors in for that type of stuff, you kind of just got to do it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what's been really refreshing with it, Carl, is I think as well, it's been quite surprising for people the feedback we've had from the single's been amazing, if I'm honest. The reviews have been brilliant. You know, it's doing really well on Spotify and YouTube and stuff. And I think it surprised people because it's not something they might expect me to put out. You know, it's not a sort of funky-esque kind of hip-hoppy kind of track that I'd normally do. And probably with Dave, it's the same. Maybe it's not what people expect from Dave to put out. So us working together has brought something quite refreshing, which I think people are quite sort of pleasantly surprised with, mate. You know, it's been a great response.
Nice one. Well, Dave, I've met Liam before a few times through the years, and I'll come to what WINACHI's up to in a bit, if that's all right, mate. But
yeah, of course.
I might start with you a little bit, Dave. Talk me through your history of music and your story, mate.
Went to Salford Tech back in the late 80s, did a sound engineering course, and then moved down to London in 1990, straight into a studio with Mike Pickering in Graham Park, and remixing Black Box Right on Time, I think my first one.
I never knew that, Dave.
Yeah, that was like the first. I walked in, I was supposed to be just like as a runner, and they put me on a session straight off because some guy had called in sick. So they were like, you're straight in Studio One, there you go, learn as you go along. and then dance music started, and I was in the studio where it was all happening. They were having the acid house parties in the warehouse next door. It was in Shoreditch, which was a ghost town at the time. It was pretty much the only thing there. There was a pub across the road, the Barley Moor, and we had got all the original house DJs like Carl Cox, The Prodigy, Orbital, Chemical Brothers, were all based at Strongroom for different periods. So I got thrown straight in from being an indie kid in Manchester, going to Spike Island, straight into the rave culture of London, and I did that for 20 years basically. Then I went off to work with Prodigy full time for a few years, doing their studio stuff and helping out on the live stuff a little bit, doing the TV mixes at festivals.
Well, I did want to ask you about the Prodigy. Any insights to what it's like working with a band through the years and interesting stories?
Liam Howlett's a genius. Yeah. He pretty much does it on his own. He just needs a bit. The time I came along to him, he was learning Logic. He was switching from Reason to Logic. So part of the reason he wanted me on board was to help him learn Logic and to teach him a little bit. And he just moved to a new studio. He was starting the Invaders Must Die album. So he put me on a contract for 2 years. I was living in I was in Thailand at the time. And his manager phoned up and said, "You've got to come back. Liam wants to work." I was like, "I got nowhere to live." He said, "You can live in Keith Flint's house. He's just bought the house at Olympic Studios." So I moved into Keith Flint's house. Keith had a little flat upstairs, but most of the time he lived out in Essex in his country mansion sort of thing. And did 2, 3, almost 4 years with Prodigy, doing the studio stuff, being Liam's engineer essentially. At the same time, I was in a band called Kenobi, who were a chill out band. So that was like my side project sort of thing. We were signed to Jive. We did 3 albums on Jive. I started as the producer and ended up as a part of the band. And then when Kenobi finished, Julius, the other guy, moved out to Australia, and I carried on that kind of music, doing the chill out stuff. I've worked with Groove Armada and a lot of those early trip hop bands, Howie B back in the day. So for me, it was like that's the kind of music I'm into. So I was finding myself with no work for a little period, and I wrote an album and started shopping it around and got a little deal with Newman Records. So that's the brief history basically now.
Yeah, sure. So any like little stories from back in the day? Anything you're willing to share? I'll always ask it.
Dish the dirt. Go on, dish the dirt, Dave.
The Prodigy stories are really, everyone knows them. They were a party band back in the day. Not so much these days. They're all family men these days. But yeah, there was some mad parties, especially after festivals. It's like I remember walking to a dressing room, tea in the park. I'd done the TV mix, and the band had come off stage. They were already back in the dressing room, and it was about a 2-mile walk back from the stage to the dressing room. So by the time I arrived, the party's in full swing. I walked in, and Liam hands me a glass of champagne and says, "This is my mate Dave." Oh, it's fucking Dave Grohl, wasn't it? They'd been playing like in a tent, halfway up the bill in a tent. Early days of Foo Fighters.
Yeah, wow. And so did you get right on it with them then, Dave?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You got to be social, aren't you?
That's it.
Never inhaled.
Well, sadly, Keith's not with us anymore, but the band's striving, isn't it? It's still
they're smashing it again now, aren't they?
Yeah. So how do you view the latest incarnation of the band then now?
Cabaret. But to be honest, I saw them at Warehouse Projects not so long ago, and I was a bit bored. It was like I was waiting for a new tune. It just didn't come. There was no new tunes whatsoever. Yeah. I hope he's going to do a new album. Yeah. I'd like to hear some new tunes, really. And it's Firestarter's not the same without Keith. Yeah. But there's still, Maxim's amazing. He's older than me, Maxim. But he's smashing it. Yeah. So it's a bit odd. It's being one front man. Yeah. But it hasn't really changed.
But you strike me as the kind of bloke that's always looking forward rather than back.
Yeah. Fair to say. Exactly, yeah. So I'm doing my own thing. I moved back from London back up to Manchester about 6-7 years ago. I'm now at Manchester Recording Studios, which is an amazing place. Big SSL, big Neve mixing desks. It's like a London studio up here. We're just about to relaunch the place. It was a private studio before they had a label and stuff. So we're just about to relaunch that place. It's getting busy. I've got my own studio here as well. This is my own little room upstairs. It's got a little mixer. I've got a nice view out across Manchester. And we're in Hume, right on Princess Road, so it's great. Local. I'm getting loads of local bands in. I'm doing these unplugged sessions called Down to the Bone, where I'm getting like Moss Side and Hume bands in to do acoustic sessions. Trying to promote the studio, promoting the bands as well. So it's great. I teach at DB's Institute a couple of days a day and a half a week. That keeps me busy as well. So yeah, no regrets. Keep going forward.
How have you, working behind the desk and the development and the changes to technology must be quite intense sometimes. How do you keep up with all the new?
I don't know. I've always been on the cutting edge of it since I first moved to London. And Strong Room then was the original dance music studio. We had keyboards and samplers and computers in the studio in 1990. No other studio had them at that point. So I was always on and then we got Pro Tools before everyone else got it. So I've been on the cutting edge of it, and I always will be. I think whenever something new comes out, I want to try it. I want to try the latest software. I use Pro Tools mostly, but I check out all the latest plugins. Try to keep up to date. I've given up on the house music. I can't keep up with them. It changes too quick. It's all basically what we were doing back in the 90s. It's just gone full circle, house music. Yeah. Love a bit of drum and bass.
What new technology is out right now that you're enjoying using?
It's the AI. It's got to be at it. I sang. I did a lot. I just done a library music album for a sync company, and I sang the vocal like rah, 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 actually really really low. I pitched it up an octave,
Yeah.
put all the notes on what they should be, then put it into AI, changed it into Vera Lynn.
Right.
I did amazing. I did like I just sampled it off a 1940s record.
So that's like, can you pick anybody then?
Yeah. At the minute, there's no royalties. I went for Vera Lynn because she's gone. I thought I didn't fancy Paul McCartney kicking off about it, so I thought I'm not going to use it.
Vera Lynn, yeah.
Wow.
Billie Eilish is like the most popular. She's top of the list. Well, you can choose basically anyone. You can get a generic male, generic female, or anyone from throughout time. Basically, they've copied the voices.
Well, there's a lot of people scared of AI, particularly in our older generations of people, isn't there? But it sounds like you're just embracing it and just fucking.
Got its uses. It's got its uses.
Yeah.
You can go in and say, "Give me a saxophone solo in E minor,"
Yeah.
and it'll give you one. So
I didn't realize it was that advanced. Yeah, I know. I know it's
maybe not the best sounding at that point for that stuff, but yeah, it's pretty good. I usually to write a couple of tracks. I asked it to make the chord progressions and stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't great at that.
Did you use it on our track, Dave?
No.
I
used it on a couple of tracks.
Did you have to tune him, Dave?
It's always easy. All over it. Auto-tune all over him. That's right. He was outside the bounds of auto-tune, so I just left it.
Yeah.
Technology, Carl.
Good work. Just before we get on to what WINACHI up to at the minute, I just want to go from my notes here. You're Grammy nominated, Dave. How did that happen?
Super styling. I got a call one morning. I was in bed at 11 o'clock. You get down the studio, be there in an hour. Groove Armada are booked in. They haven't got an engineer, so I shot down there. The A&R guys there. The band are setting up. I'd never met the band before. Setting up all the MIDI gear because everything was MIDI in those days. And they got this track super styling. Radio 1 wouldn't playlist it because the mix was too shit. all bass and nothing else. And so we got set up, started mixing it. And then the band are looking at the watches and they were like, 5 o'clock, we've got a taxi, we're going to have to go. So the band jumped in a taxi, they were DJing in Ibiza, so they shot off. Me and the A&I man finished it off till about 10 o'clock that night. Sent it in, next day Radio 1 went, yeah, we love it, it's going on the A-list next week. And it was a massive hit. And that started me working with the band. I did the rest of the album with them and did blah, 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 did the next album. And then, I don't know, a year later, my manager sent me a message and said, you've been nominated for a Grammy. So, what, have I got a ticket to LA then? And they went, no, you can go if you want, but you have to buy your own plane ticket and hotel.
Oh, crap.
Are the band going? And she went, no. So they haven't won it there, have they? So I didn't go. And Kylie won it.
Did you get anything for being nominated, like a certificate?
Yeah, you get a certificate. You're on the Grammys website forever.
No.
And if I wanted a green card, apparently I could easily get a green card.
Oh, okay. And would you want to over there?
If someone offered me a job in LA, I'd get one, yeah.
Oh, that's class. Well, Liam, I've adored the old WINACHI Tribe days, now WINACHI. What's going on in Camp WINACHI at the minute? Talk us through what's going on with you boys.
Been a funny old year, Carl, because I was I smashed my leg to pieces at the beginning of the year. Yeah, like I'm on the mend now, but sort of beginning of March, slipped getting out of a hot tub on a stag do, and yeah, as you do, yeah, and broke it in 3 places. But so I've had a few bolts and a plate put in, but it's sort of we had a lot of shows coming up and festivals and stuff, so we did a select few with me sat on the first one I was just sat down with my legs hanging off the stage. I've been doing him sat on a stool. Yeah. But luckily, at the beginning of the year, the back end of last year, I met a guy called Mark Dixon. He asked me to do a podcast in Warrington called Local Heroes Podcast. And he has like musicians, actors, sort of athletes, that kind of stuff. And while I was doing the interview with him, I noticed in the studio he had like it said a sign that said Liberalis, So I sort of picked his brain and said, what's that? And he runs a extreme sports company. And so it's like skateboarding, BMXing, that kind of thing, sort of out of Cheshire, and just outside of Warrington, and LA and Canada. So it's sort of a global kind of thing. And we got talking, and we've decided to work together to sort of collaborate on like a merch deal. So we've released loads of merch through Liberalis this summer. It's come out. It's WINACHI times Liberalis collection. It's like a clothing brand, which we've put out. We've built an app. We've got this really exciting new app that they've built. Yeah, and we're going to be doing a lot of work together next year, Carl. So moving forward into next year, we're going to be sort of working under the same banner. So it's going to be like WINACHI is going to be branded with Liberalis, and doing a load of work together, man. It's quite exciting, to be honest. We're going to go over to the States, do a video out there, sort of Venice Beach we're looking at the moment.
So you'll be able to skateboard with that leg.
We had a limited edition run of T-shirts done, and the Iron WINACHI's guy was stood there with crutches, like. Yeah, that's the thing. I could just say that I did it. Fucking skateboarding, can't I? But yeah, it was a bit of a godsend, car, because it sort of rescued the year for us in a way, mate. And then also, we've been finishing our next album. So I was going to pick your brain here, Carl.
Go on.
So we've got about 14 tracks that are maybe like 90% done. We're getting to the back end of it now, finishing them off. But we're sort of toying with the idea of putting an album out or releasing it as 2 EPs. But sort of both connected. So you've got a WINACHI EP and a WINACHI Tribe EP. And then you've got them both different sounds. So you've got a slightly dark WINACHI one and then a funky WINACHI Tribe one. And the reason being is, sort of the times we live in, it's a Spotify world, isn't it, unfortunately? I want to say unfortunately, because it's sort of, I'm 43 this month, and it's like we're from the album age, aren't we? But everyone, it's just, do people actually sit down and still listen to a full record? I don't know. So we're just toying with the idea of putting out 2 EPs. What do you think?
I speak to a lot of people, and I think bands can bring an album out too soon. There's a lot of content to bring out in one go.
Yeah,
and then quickly everybody moves on again, and then you've brought a lot of content out on an album, and then you're like, oh right, okay. What do I do next? So I can kind of think any 2 EPs spread out over a period of time will keep the voice of that promotion going a little bit more.
The PR going, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was, so Anthony came up with the idea originally, and then Inda sort of he was up here last weekend doing some recording with us, and he was really pushing it. He was like, look, I think we should do this EP thing. So yeah, it's been a year of sat in the studio and working on getting this collaboration out at the moment. But people can go and check it out. It's live now. Go and get the merch has been really well received. Go and get some T-shirts and caps. Fund our next trip to LA.
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because Red Rum Club from Liverpool have just got in top 10 with an album. The K's recently #1.
Yeah. They sold a lot of cassettes.
Yeah. Wow. Exactly. Yeah.
They did cassettes, and they sold a lot of them, apparently.
And
what they did, they set up a pop-up shop in Warrington.
Yeah.
To really push to get that #1, and it worked, obviously. It's like you're saying, Carwin. So we brought out Sympathy for the Future. It was in 2023 we brought it out, but we brought it out on vinyl last year. Yeah. And we did a big push for it and stuff. So we've been pushing that album for sort of 2 years now. And it was just trying to think outside the box a little bit. And while we're working with Liberalis and Mark and the skateboard company and stuff, we was thinking about doing something with them regarding the release as well, and just trying to think a bit outside the box, because there's loads of options now, isn't there? Different ways to release music and do it. You know what I mean?
Our strategy was last year. I did a track a month all through the year, and then in December I put the best 10 on an album. The ones that were most popular, I put the best 10 with 2 new tracks and made that an album. Did that in December, and I got 350,000 streams on it.
Wow!
I thought it was good. Then I found out when I started teaching that was actually a legit strategy that people tell you to do. I think we kind of did it by accident.
Well, the shop things works really well, doesn't it? And I suppose you've got to have a certain level of people that'll come to your shop. Party Winners did it. Reverend and the Makers did it. Field VC.
Yeah.
We're looking at doing like pop-up shops with Liberalis. So You can when we go over to America, it's not just like for the fucking busman's holiday. It's to go out there, do some PR for the collaboration, do a video for one of the singles off the EP/album, whatever, and then do pop-up shops. So we're going to be doing one in Warrington at it's a big skate park in Penketh. It's like, I can't remember the name of it now, but there's a big skate. So we're looking at doing pop-up shops, but selling the albums through there. You've got the merch, the album, that kind of thing.
You've just got to. I don't know. You've just got to think outside the box, aren't you? And I
think so. Yeah, totally.
And I think with promotion, I just think I talk about it quite a lot on this podcast. A lot of people get sold to quite often by bands and musicians, and the greatest thing about like podcasts is you get to know the people behind the music. And I think if people think they know you more, or they're invested in you as a person, they're more likely to buy the music as well.
Yeah.
You just see it a lot, don't you? And when I'm talking to newer bands, I just put out of your next 4 posts, 3 of them put them about you, and then obviously do want to sell stuff because you've got to sell stuff. To try and get them to know you, I think is quite important these days.
Totally, you can stick up about 100 posts with cool artwork, and people don't give a shit. Really.
Yeah,
something like this, for instance. When I did the podcast with Mark last year, the Local Heroes one, it just blew up. It went, it did really well. And it's just people seeing you, and they can see a real person and your personality, who you are. And, people that then they might go and check out your music. And I think with young bands these days, they get disheartened by it all. Like you said, they get sold something, they put out an EP or whatever, an album, it doesn't go anywhere, but they give up too quick. But you've just got to, we've been doing it a long time. I call us we're lifers, we'll do this. Yeah. This is what we do, and we won't just like give it up. I don't think we can just give it up. So, we love what we do, and thinking outside the box is exciting to me. But I can see why. I hate it in some ways, right? I think it'd be amazing to be starting off now because you've got so many possibilities and options. But in a way, that could be quite suffocating, I reckon, because it's confusing. You've got all the social media, Spotify, YouTube, fucking everything. So it's like, in some ways, I don't know if all those different options, Carl, could be a bit detrimental to a band as well. I think back in the day, you'd make a record, you'd release it, you do a PR campaign, people go buy your CD, whatever. Yeah, it swings and roundabouts, I suppose.
I see a lot of bands that you can tell they've seen somebody else do a post like what they're doing. So there's a lot of bands, playing fucking acoustic guitar at the end of a bed, doing a cover song or whoever's hot that week, just thinking they'll get involved with some kind of algorithm, and it just looks a bit shit. Yeah. And I think they just see somebody else do something, and then you can see them walking down the street. They might be doing a photo shoot in front of a wall with the leather jackets on, like the old fucking do. Or they might go, and a lot of them are going out into the countryside and having a fucking playing the song. One band sees one band do it, and then they all start just flooded with shit.
But they're all doing it for views and like streams, aren't they? As opposed to, I mean, it sounds a bit arty-farty, but it's for me, it's doing it for the wrong reason to a certain degree. You're doing it, and your priority is views and streams, when it should be about your art first. And
successful ones are doing it because they love doing it.
Because they love doing it. And I think that comes across. The people aren't daft. It's like if something's real and genuine, I think it's good. It's got to be good, obviously, But I think it will, with time and persistence and stuff. It will break through. People will get it. It's got to be real, innit?
Well, I heard a stat that you need 555,000 streams on Spotify to earn the minimum wage a month.
That's mental, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's awful, really, if you think about it.
And I think it was on a podcast that I heard, and I think that's just for one person.
Really?
I don't think that's enough money to earn to earn a wage for a full band to get a minimum wage. I think that's just for one person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you got to think of it. If you're getting that many streams on Spotify, then your other income sources are going to be good as well. And if you're a band, you're going to earn your money live.
Yeah,
that's where you've got to earn your money, really, as a band. You look at Oasis with the ticket sales, that's top end of the market, but ticket sales are where it's at, really, for bands these days.
They do, and I've got a bit of a theory as well with this kind of stuff, because bands are bringing an album out every year, when I think that's too much, to be honest. And I think their artwork suffers because they're having to bring an album out each year to go out on tour to make the money.
Yeah.
And I think some of the albums that are coming out that could be great if they had 2 years to do it.
Yeah.
Are just not as good as what they could be, and it's a bit
Bands
of a theory that I'm
used
doing.
to write an album, then they tour it, then they'd record it, and then they promote it.
Yeah.
They don't test it out now before they record it. That's what I find. A lot of them come in the studio and they're like, "Yeah, I wrote this track yesterday." I thought, "What the fuck are you recording it today for then?"
Yeah.
Like, go and gig it for a month, for 2 months, 3 months, then come back to the studio and record it, and the song will have changed. I tell you.
Yeah.
But then they record it, and then they go and gig it, and then it's changed. When they want to release it, it's like, "Oh, so we don't do it like this anymore. We changed it. It was a little bit late. We chopped it out. We made it shorter. Whatever they've done."
Yeah.
What advice would you give them then, Dave, for that kind of stuff?
Gig more. The problem is there's not enough gigs, is there? But you've got to test your songs out live before you get in the studio. Just playing it for a week in rehearsal room and then coming in to record it. You're not doing it justice. Or you're making a demo. Then you're making a demo. That's not. Don't release that. You know what I mean? Fine if you want to record it and get something decent but don't release it. Tour, build up a following before you start releasing stuff. People start releasing way too early, I think.
Yeah. And on my theory of bands are having to do about an album each year, and it can, just in my sole humble opinion, I feel like it doesn't. I just think the albums could be a lot better if they had 2 years.
I think the art's definitely been affected, Carl. Yeah.
And some bands, like AC/DC, did an album a year, didn't they? From like 75 to 80, the peak.
Yeah.
And then they made it. Then it became like every 5 years, and the quality went down.
Right.
So it depends if the band are hot.
Yeah.
They were gigging every night. They were doing an album a year, but they were gigging every night, and they were writing a lot. Yeah. And so those albums progress, and they didn't really become successful until the 4th or 5th album. That's what used to happen to bands. Like U2 made his 4th album, was it Joshua Tree before, or Unforgettable Fire, before they were big. They did that Red Rocks concert, didn't they? But they were like 3 albums in by then. Bands don't give it that long anymore, and they don't play live enough.
Yeah.
There's just the pressure in there with, like, I think with social media and stuff, especially that it's fast paced, isn't it?
So how many gigs have you guys done this year?
Well, not many, mate, because I've been in fucking wheelchair.
In a typical year, though.
Yeah, but in a
back in the 60s, bands used to play every night.
Yeah.
Like, but there was the venues and there was the people watching you.
Yeah, it was like 50 shows, wasn't it? We've gone out doing like 50 shows with WINACHI Tribe in a year. But
that's one a week, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much. It's not enough, really. I don't think. But the problem is there's not enough venues and not enough gigs.
I put bands on myself, and it's always a struggle to get people down. I've got a gig next week that all the bands are telling me, "Oh, the people are going to be dying last minute." So I'm like, right, okay, that's not ideal when you haven't made your money back on the hire fee yet, and the hire fees have gone up after COVID because all the venues are skint.
Yeah,
it's a big thing at the minute, selling any tickets.
Exactly what I was thinking of doing one of these down to the bone. I was thinking of doing a Christmas gig, and I asked all the bands, "How many tickets do you reckon you'd all sell?" They put six bands on, and they're all like, we were like less than 100 people. Yeah. We need 200 people minimum. Because I have this venue where I work. Because I've had the venue for free, but we need 200 people in there. Yeah. If every band's only going to bring 5 people, you can't do it. So I pulled it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's definitely tough out there, and I think a lot of the kids can't afford it at the minute. They're all saving up for the big festivals and the big events,
festivals like the Oasis gigs, festivals that costed hundreds. Well, it used to be 20 quid to go to Reading.
Yeah. You're right.
120, isn't it?
And to have a drink there, that's ridiculous, isn't it? And
exactly.
Everything's so expensive so people are just saving up for those things, and they're waiting to see if they've got a few quid left to see if they can go to these little gigs that I'm putting on anyway. It's tough out there. What do we do about
that? Keep grafting, mate, innit? Keep doing it. I mean, you've got to think outside the box somehow as well. I mean, the thing we're doing with the Liberalis thing, Carl, it was totally about thinking outside the box. It was like sort of making WINACHI more of a brand than just a band. So we've got this app that we've built, which we're looking at some point, sort of, can't go into it too much, but getting the app out so people can buy it. You know, they can buy the app. Bands can buy it. They can use our formula, but it's a WINACHI Liberalis app. You know, so people go, no, I've got a WINACHI app. So it becomes branded, doesn't it? You know, that's one way of doing it. Yeah. So it's just tough, just out there gigging like back in the day. I don't think it's that easy anymore.
Remember Bjork did that with an album a few years back. She released an album as an app.
Right.
That sort of stuff makes sense. We've got to break Spotify somehow and get away from it and get fans selling direct, get bands selling direct to the fans and actually get the money themselves.
Too much of a monopoly, though. I would, unless we can, monopoly rules can break these kind of companies down into smaller parts.
Yeah, it does break, doesn't it? I don't know. Apple Music are trying to come back now, aren't they? They're changing all their format and they're trying to fight back against Spotify. But it's much the same. It's they're not much different from each other, really, are they? We're never going to get vinyl record shops back. It's just not going to happen.
There must be some positives from this thing, apart from it just makes you
sync licensing is where you make your money.
Yeah.
Go and tell you what, go and buy a t-shirt, go and buy a Liberalis WINACHI t-shirt.
Yeah, if you're a band playing live, even if you play a festival, if you're like first on the main stage, you're not getting paid much more than expenses.
Yeah.
So bands like the K's, they're maybe second or third up the bill.
Yeah.
They're just about covering the costs, I think. They've got sound engineers to pay, they've got a driver to pay, they've got a stage manager, 3 or 4 guys doing the gigs with them. And I don't know details, but I'm pretty sure they're not even breaking even when they do a festival.
Well, on a positive, kids, it's fucking fun being in a rock and roll band.
You get loads of girls. That's what you're into. Or boys.
We're going to be announcing the Paro Carl in the new year.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah, so we're doing a big hometown show. It's booked. It's not been announced yet, but it's going to be. Yeah. I think we're announcing it next month, and it's going to be taking place like beginning of the year. So that'd be really cool, mate. Yeah, looking forward to that. There. Yeah.
I went to see BDI at the Par Hall. I love that venue.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I've seen the Roses there and Fun Loving Criminals and stuff. So it'd be great to be headlining it, in our hometown. We've got a really cool lineup as well. We're going to be trying to make it a bit of like a bit like the Mondays, did a bit like a club night / bands. Yeah. So it'd be exciting, and that's in conjunction with Liberalis as well. So
that's little exclusive there, and you're headlining Saltaire Festival as well, mate. This week.
Yeah, Saltaire Festival a week today, Saturday. Yeah. So looking forward to that, mate. It's going to be good. Roberts, have you been there? Roberts Park. Do you know where that is, Dave?
Yeah,
it looks really good, to be honest. So it actually starts today, Carl. It's a 9-day festival.
Oh.
We're headlining the Saturday, so fuck knows what everyone's going to be like by the time we get there. Do you know? After 24 hours in the festival, I look like the living dead. So,
Is it one you camp at, or can you get like hotels, or just nip into a day when you feel like it, or whatever?
I think it's nip in to the day. Yeah, so the last day is the 21st of September, and we play the 20th, the Saturday night. We're headlining the main stage on the Saturday, so it'll be really good. Looking forward to it. And it's sort of Indus, half the band's from Yorkshire, aren't they? So it's like your neck of the woods, isn't it, Carl?
Oh yeah, Good old Yorkshire. Right, well, lads. Well, just rewinding to the new single, I'm going to put a link to within the description of this podcast, straight to the new single that you've collaborated on there. You're not the one. That's the one. So get involved with the tune, share it about on the social media, grab yourself a t-shirt, check out Dave's work as well. Is there anything that you guys want to share or want to spread? Or flog, or
we're going to do some. One of the results out of this now, Moses at the label said to me the other day, "You guys got to do more tracks together." That Liam's really good on social media. You two should do more together, he said.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's an
after initially turning it down.
And are you all right with that, Dave?
100%, yeah. So that's the plan now. I'm going to work on a few new tunes, get them over to Liam, and we'll get the next one on the way.
Nice one. Nice. Well, that's something to look forward to. So, Dave, Liam, it's always a pleasure catching up and spreading the word and putting the world to rights about the music industry that we all love I think we all love complaining about it as well. I do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love it. I don't do anything else. If I had my life over, I wouldn't change a thing.
Can we pull our pants up now, Cal?
Yeah, pop them up now. You're all right.
I would change one thing, and I've had some royalties on Superstarling.
All right. Okay. Credit
I got me 250 quid for the day. That was it.
Oh, bless you. Well, Liam, Dave, lovely catching up with you guys.
Cheers,
Excellent. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, cheers, guys. And yeah, thanks for joining us for another week here at the RGM Experience podcast. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for staying to the end, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see you soon for the next one. Nice one.